Hi there everyone, welcome to Kelly's Creative Dream Studios, where we are talking Design Team Thursday and Dear Julie's Roses kit to make Christmas cards. And this is take 4 on the Wednesday night. So, here we go. Because I don't want to make this card 3 or 4 times over, yet I may later because I'm needing Christmas cards here very quickly. But for tonight, I just want to I want to walk you through what I used and what I did. Okay, let's start with, I used card bases from Stampin Up. This is Cherry Cobbler and this is Garden Green. I did the same thing with the mats, except I just reversed them. And I used very vanilla cardstock for the sentiment and the tag. Okay. From Dear Julie's Design Roses kit, you have these to select from. They all come in your kit. This one you'll remember we used a few weeks ago. Well, in December we're going to use the whole thing. Then there's these, and I'm leaving them sideways so I can get them all in camera because I've got the camera dropped down pretty low. The postcards, some individual images. I love how she puts the flowers on playing cards. I would take an entire deck of those playing cards. I really would. They're gorgeous. You'll most always find an 8 of something in Julie's kits. 8 is her favorite number, and it's kind of a good luck thing in her kits. And then we are going to be using this one here tonight. And I don't want to redo this one, so what I'm going to do is tell you that I just started here and I tore all the way around the image. And that's all I did. I just tore this one out. Okay. Then I cut the tag from Very Vanilla using the second largest tag in Tim Holtz Framelits kit. And I used the sentiment from Snowflake Sentiments, Merry Christmas from our family to yours. I also used you can use any distressing color that you want to add your items, but my favorite is a retired color from Stampin' Up called Creamy Caramel. It has always been my favorite go-to for vintage. And then if I did this on the red background, I stamped it in Cherry Cobbler. The green one I stamped in Garden Green. I am going to show you a trick to your, trying not to get my arm in the way. Let's start with first, I had this gold string or thread from Stampin' Up. You can use any kind of thread you want. Gold thread at Hobby Lobby is not nearly expensive as you might think. And I wrapped the card several times, and show you on this one where I wrapped the string around. On the back side I adhered this tail down first. This stuff is not easy to get a hold of, I'll tell you that, with a piece of tape. And when I come back over here, I did this one with a piece of tape. Okay, then I used my tearing tape and I tore a little piece off here and a little piece off here and a little piece across the whole top here where the ribbon comes in play, because the tearing tape is going to hold those more securely than glue. And then where there was no tearing tape, I went ahead and I went around with the mono liquid glue and finished adhering that down. Okay, so there was that. Now, how did we back this if our punched items are the same size? Okay. I'm punching one. This is my sentiment mat. Now if I punch one from the backing, from what I want to use for my frame mat, they're the same size. How did I get that little edge there? There's a trick. When you have your base cut it in half like this. Okay? And then you're going to adhere it to your back, or to your back of your stamp, and just offset it a little bit. Just like that. And when you flip it over, while this doesn't show that much over here on the back, or on the on the edge, you're going to have about less than 1/4 of an inch between the two. Let me put a piece of tape on there really quick. We can show this, just like this. See, you've got a little bit of a space there, but when you flip it over, and that one's not quite where I want it to be, but it will work. But just play with it and line it up, and then you'll have your frame on the back of your, on the back. And that just, it bugs me. So let's take this, just like that, glue it in place, and then we're going to take another piece of that, line this one up, again just like that. Notice those top corners of your front mat fall right just below in that curve. And it's still not going to lay flush because it's just tape, it's not glued all the way across. But you get the idea, and that's how you form your frame. Okay. Now, I'm not a big fan of trusting the adhesive on the back of these gems. So what I use is either a little bit of my multi-purpose or my clear glue. Your glitter glue would work fine. And put just a little dot down, and that'll adhere your gems. I did that on this one, and it's smeared because I was shaking, and I'm not happy with this. I'll probably do something else with this corner. But the glue on the back of those gems, to me, are not made to be permanent, so add just a little bit of extra glue. If it's something you want somebody to have as a keepsake, or, in our case, going through our postal system. So that is our Christmas card for the design team Thursday, using the Roses kit from Dear Julie, and I will link those down below, as well as current Stampin' Up! Products that I have used down below. And, oh yeah, the ribbon at the top. I knew there was something I was forgetting. I cut this ribbon and then I ran it through the hole, and then I just tied it with more of that gold thread. Now, there is a trick, and I highly recommend, if you do not have a pair of these tweezers that open when you squeeze them, they're a lifesaver when you need an 8th finger, because I run that through, and then I could clamp that down to the tag, tie my thread, and then let it go, because it held that down and held it in place. And I just, those tweezers, I would be lost without those. I really would. And you can get them just about anywhere. In fact, if I find them, I'll look on Amazon and see what they are on Amazon, and I will link those down below. So that's it for Design Team Thursday. Thanks for joining me in the studio tonight, even if it did take me 4 takes. And remember to like, share, and subscribe. I'm still pushing for that 1,000 subscribers by Christmas, and I could really use your help. So thanks for joining me today. Creative blessings.